I recently did a live stream here on YouTube on 5 nice girl habits that cause a man to lose attraction and take you for granted. And I got such a huge response after that live stream and so many requests for a video on the opposite of that. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to be sharing 3 high value habits that make a man value you more. And I'm just starting with 3 today, but I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comment section or in the live chat some more high value habits that you feel cause a man to really value you more or value you again if you've been overvaluing him and undervaluing yourself. I hear from women all the time in that situation. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. The first high value habit that makes a man value you more is discernment. Discernment is so important. And this looks like quickly moving on if a man isn't available or treating you right, or if the situation isn't in alignment with what you truly want and deserve. I can't tell you how many women I hear from who are just hanging on to men, even energetically, who just aren't really doing anything. They're showing up on her phone maybe once or twice a month. And they say things like, I've been talking to this guy for 6 months or 8 months or several years. And the guy who just texts you endlessly and doesn't move things into real life, and there's no momentum or forward movement towards a committed relationship, is not the man who emotionally invests in you. He's not the man that marries you. I can guarantee you that, right? So men know pretty quickly whether or not they're interested in pursuing you for something serious. So if that's not happening right now, it's important to have discernment and recognize that right away and quickly move through the men who aren't pursuing you consistently or showing up powerfully and consistently for you so you can move forward on to attract the relationship and the man of your dreams. So that's the first one. Discernment is so important, recognizing those red flags, catching that right away and quickly moving forward when a man isn't showing you with his consistent actions over time that he's serious about you and ready for the kind of relationship you want. So the second high value attitude or habit that you want to embody is choosing among the men who are choosing you and showing you with their consistent actions that they're interested in pursuing you for the kind of relationship you want. The opposite of this would be choosing a man first, deciding that he's what you want and putting him on a pedestal. And when we do that, we tend to want to go after that guy and prove ourselves to him and win him over, even in very subtle ways. We tend to want to just show him every single thing we have to offer before he's shown us that he's interested and available for the kind of relationship you want. So you don't want to choose a man before he's chosen you and shown you that he's interested in you and the kind of relationship you want. It's so important. Has anyone ever been in a situation where they've kind of decided that this guy is who they want? Maybe you're not attracted to that many men, and then one guy comes along and you finally feel these intense feelings of attraction or chemistry. It can be easy to put him on a pedestal and just decide that he's the guy you want before he's shown you that he's even available or interested in a real relationship. So that's the second one, choosing among the men who are choosing you and showing you with their actions that they're interested in pursuing you for something serious. And the third high value habit is following up your boundaries with action. I can't tell you how many women I hear from who are just having these endless conversations about their boundaries or standards over and over and over with men who really aren't respecting or valuing that because they know they don't have to. I heard from a woman the other day who was so proud of herself because she finally told a guy off who was breadcrumbing her. This guy she'd been dating for about a year and a half, and he's really not being a good partner to her at all. And I said, I guarantee nothing's going to ever change because you've trained him that you're still going to be there. You're still going to drive to his house a few times a week, and you might have had some strong words for him or told him off for breadcrumbing you. But if a guy knows that you're just waiting for him, you're just going to be there waiting, he can snap his fingers and you're just going to come running. There's no reason for him to change or do anything different. So let me give you some examples here. Let's say you're texting a guy or maybe chatting online, and what you really want is to meet up in person. You're not much of a texter, or you're a little bored with texting, saying something like, it's been great getting to know you, and I'm feeling a little burnt out on texting. A phone call would feel good sometime, or it'd feel great to meet up in person sometime. Or what I'm looking for is a regular in-person dating relationship. You really shouldn't even have to say that, but sometimes you might find yourself having to say something like that if a guy maybe doesn't know what you're interested in yet or something like that. If he ignores that boundary and just keeps texting you and you go along with that because you don't want to lose him, you've trained him to not take you seriously. Another example, I'm trying to think of some other examples that come up. If a guy just asks you out last minute and he doesn't set up plans in advance, if you say something like, it would feel great to get together. I'm really looking forward to that. And last minute doesn't really work for me. I need to know what my schedule is going to look like so I can get a babysitter, or my schedule tends to fill up quickly. So last minute doesn't really work for me. If he ignores that boundary and just continues to ask you out late at night or last minute, again, you've shown him that he doesn't really need to take you seriously. Nothing's going to ever really change. And of course, this could apply all throughout even a long-term relationship, right? So you want to follow up your boundaries with action. It's often your behavior or sometimes your distance that a man's going to respond to, not the words you're saying. It's so important. High value women have no problem expressing their standards or boundaries in a really straightforward way because they trust that the right guy is going to meet them there and, of course, honor that. And when I say high value women, I mean everyone is inherently valuable, but there are behaviors that are associated with someone who doesn't value herself. So you want to really value yourself so you attract someone who wants to value you and respect you too, where some of these issues just aren't a problem when you're with the right person. You're truly valuing yourself and your own standards and feelings and desires and boundaries. So let me recap these three really quick. The first one is discernment, quickly moving on if a man isn't available or interested in what you're interested in, or if the situation isn't in alignment with what you truly want and deserve, catching that right away and not staying stuck on a guy who's making excuses or breadcrumbing you or keeping you waiting. So discernment is so important. Number two is choosing among the men who are choosing you and showing you that they're serious about you, showing you with their consistent behavior over time that they're interested, not putting a guy on a pedestal and trying to show him everything you have to offer and choosing him in your mind or in your heart before he's invested anything at all in this potential relationship. And number three is following up your boundaries with action rather than having endless conversations over and over and over with someone where they're not valuing and respecting that. So if a guy doesn't honor that standard or boundary, you're going to take a step back or move on, or you might need to say it one more time or just be a little more clear and direct. But after that, you're not going to continue to give a guy undeserved second chances or third chances or fourth chances just because he's the guy you really like. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about these. I'd love to hear your thoughts or experiences with this, or if you have any more high value habits you'd like to add, let me know down below in the comment section. And if you're ready to attract the man you want and create an amazing relationship that lasts, don't forget to download my free 3 Keys to Attract the Man You Want report and audio training. That's totally free on my website, helenahartcoaching.com. I'll include a link to that in the description of this video. I hope this was helpful. I love you all, and I will see you again very soon.